A few weeks ago, I woke up in a cold sweat because I had a nightmare about a Wizards of Waverly Place episode. Actually, the same nightmare that I used to have as a kid. I look on Disney Plus and the episode is nowhere to be found. For a minute, I thought this episode might have been a hallucination, but it's definitely still on YouTube. For some reason, Disney Plus has removed the episode entirely, so we are going to come to a conclusion about why that is. The episode of Wizards of Waverly Place that I've had a recurring nightmare for like a decade about is season 1 episode 9 titled Movies. In this episode, Alex meets some of Justin's friends and wants to hang out with them, but Justin forbids her from hanging out with them. He says that he doesn't want his little sister hanging out with his friends, but in reality, he doesn't want his friends to find out that his little sister is cooler than him. Justin and his friends have plans to go see the new horror movie Night of the Halloween Sorority Party Disaster 2, and Alex scores herself an invite to go with them. Of course, Justin does not like this, but he can't really do anything about it. They both end up at the movie theater, but it's a rated R movie and neither of them are actually old enough to get in. Alex finds out that one of Justin's friends takes notes for him while he stays in the lobby and plays arcade games. However, very in character for Alex, she breaks the rules and makes up a spell to get herself in the movie, but instead of being in the audience of the movie, she's in the actual movie. It takes place at a sorority. They're having a pillow fight until they get a phone call and some creepy music starts playing. Then it cuts to Justin's friends walking out of the movie. They all say it was way too scary. They couldn't even stay for the whole thing. And there was an actress in the movie that looked just like Alex.
What'd you get on that deductive reasoning test?
A 99.
Even weirder.
It cuts back to Alex in the movie, and all the girls are being chased by this short guy with a black cloak and a hairdryer and this really weird like plastic face mask. I honestly think this character is still a bit creepy to this day. So Justin ends up casting a spell also to get into the movie so he can save the day, but he gets into the movie and they're all just still running away from the guy. And watching this episode back now, I really do love it. I think it's so fun that they're in the movie and they get to play into the tropes of a slasher.
Save yourself!
Seriously, Justin, just stand up.
Okay.
But anyway, they get backed into a corner and the guy's coming towards them. Justin casts a spell to get them out of here, but they just end up in the basement of the sorority house. I think they might have shot this part with a green screen, but I really can't tell. The ending is a little bit anticlimactic. They get out of the movie and Alex learns a lesson that she shouldn't want to grow up so fast. But then there's a little scene that plays during the credits where the Russos all prank Alex. They all dress up as the guy with the hairdresser from the movie and they all laugh it off and like think it's funny until the actual character from the movie is there in their house. Scary. Looking back on this episode, I really like it and I think it's so fun how it can be like a spoof on a slasher movie. Scream is one of my favorite franchises of all time. But oh my gosh, as a kid, this was the scariest thing I had ever seen. When I watched it when I was younger, I remember it being so unsettling. And of course, I had no reference for like what an actual horror movie looked like. So when Alex and Justin were in the movie, it felt so real to me. Of course, looking back now, I think it's pretty funny and not actually really scary at all. But I do not think I was laughing as a kid watching that. Especially the plastic mask that the character had on was just very unsettling and it was like nothing I'd ever seen before. And also the ending scene kind of freaked me out because what do you mean the bad guy's in their house? Could that happen to me too? So of course, as these things go, I had nightmares about the cloaked guy. It wasn't anything too crazy or anything, but I just remember seeing like a cloaked guy with the hairdryer in my dreams throughout the years, which, you know, I thought those dreams were over. I thought they'd gone away until literally a few weeks ago, he showed up in my dreams again, which is what prompted me to make this video. So going back to right after I woke up in a cold sweat from the nightmare, I go on Disney Plus, I search Wizards of Waverly Place, I'm looking through the episodes. I don't remember exactly which episode it was, so I'm kind of searching around, reading the descriptions, and I'm not finding anything. I go back through the episodes again thinking, I guess I just missed it, I don't know. And then I realize in season 1, the episodes are listed out in order. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. There's no episode 9. So then I go to Google, of course, and search up what episode of Wizards of Waverly Place do they get stuck in the movies. Season 1, episode 9. Now, I know you might have chills right now. This is pretty crazy. I couldn't believe it. I mean, I started thinking, Did other kids have the same experience as me? Did we all have collective nightmares about this episode? Did we all wake up in cold sweats thinking the hairdryer guy was gonna catch us? Or is it something else entirely? There could be a whole conspiracy theory forming around this. And I mean, I wasn't too far off. The first place I go to see if anyone else is talking about this is Reddit, and sure enough, there's a Reddit thread dedicated to the mysterious disappearance of season 1, episode 9 of Wizards of Waverly Place movies. The person who made a post put a screenshot of Disney Plus showing that episode 9 was nowhere to be found and was just kind of wondering what the reason was and if anyone else had noticed. I've gathered from the comments of the post some possible reasons for why the episode might have been removed. People are saying copyright issues, an actor is possibly in some hot water, it was maybe too scary for a kid's show, it could be a glitch, and maybe there is possibly a song in the episode that was copyrighted and the usage deal expired. Some other things of note that people commented, apparently this was a very recent removal, sometime within the last few months as of recording this. Many people thought it was funny as a kid and not scary at all. One commenter said, "I was a kid and it was fine. We need to stop coddling kids. It is the same thing with Lilo and Stitch and replacing the dryer door with a pizza box. If parents discipline their kids, you won't have kids even thinking about going into the dryer." I can't say I know what they're talking about with the Lilo and Stitch dryer comment, but I think I get what they're getting at. And then also, apparently 2 episodes of The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody have been removed for being controversial, and most of the episodes of Andy Mack have been removed due to a controversial actor in it. So overall, no real conclusion was made in the comments, but that is totally fine. We're just gonna have to synthesize what we've learned here and come to our own theory. As a side note, I do know that this happens all the time. I found a whole Reddit thread about episodes of shows that have been removed from streaming services for being like too offensive or inappropriate content and whatnot. A lot of what was put on TV in the early 2000s is just like not okay at all for today's standards, and for a good reason. When I watched 30 Rock for the first time a few years ago, there were definitely some jokes in there that were not okay. But yeah, I just found it odd that the one episode from one of my favorite childhood TV shows is the one that gets removed, and it's also the one that I had nightmares about. There must be a correlation here, right? If Scott Kramer has taught me one thing, it's to take a stance in a video. So my genuine theory for why this episode was removed is that enough entitled moms complained to the Disney Plus executives because their kids were having nightmares about the guy with the hairdryer. Is that enough entitled moms complained to the Disney Plus executives that their kids were having nightmares about the guy with the hairdryer. I feel like this is entirely plausible. I mean, you know, if some moms out there found out that their kids were watching like a horror movie episode of a kids show, they would get it banned immediately. 2 underage kids sneaking into an R-rated movie being broadcasted on my TV in my Christian home? Not very godly, if you ask me. That's what the entitled moms are saying, I think. But I'm gonna go as far as to say as this episode was rightfully removed from Disney Plus. I know that a lot of people in the Reddit comment section were saying that they didn't find it scary at all as a kid, but come on. That is objectively unsettling. And like, it's still on YouTube, so the episode is free to watch. I should not have been having nightmares about the hairdryer guy. Sound off in the comments below if you too were frightened by this episode. I need to know. And if everyone in the comments says that they were not scared by it at all, then we can move on. I can assume that it was just a me thing, and we can all just agree that it was removed for copyright reasons. But that's boring. Okay, while I was recording this, I remembered something that I was thinking about, and I have a script for this video. This is completely off script, but I have a slight theory that could actually be plausible, where I think, okay, so we know that there's 2 Wizards of Waverly Place movies, right? There's like, I don't know what it's called, Wizards of Waverly Place, the movie, but then there's also Alex versus Alex. That's so many Wizards of Waverly Place movies, it's crazy. What if, okay, and they were both filmed after the movies episode that I've been talking about this whole video. What if they made Wizards of Waverly Place movies in order to distract from the movies episode, because after they released it, they knew that it was too crazy. They knew that it was too scary for these kids. So when you search up Wizards of Waverly Place movies, the movies show up and not the movies episode. Yeah. You know what? I am standing behind that. I think it's plausible. My theory is still the same, but let me know if you have a different theory. I'd love to hear it. And the person who has the funniest theory in the comments gets a hot dog. If you took time out of your day to watch this, I love you. And you're amazing. And bye.